Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that affects millions of people around the world. Why most people stay poor. It's about understanding the common pitfalls that can keep people trapped in a cycle of financial struggle. We'll be talking about things like lack of financial education, living beyond your means and not investing. So many people are just barely scraping by, living paycheck to paycheck, and it doesn't have to be that way. By understanding these reasons, we can start making smarter choices and build a more secure financial future for ourselves. If you want to break free from financial struggles and start building real wealth, make sure to watch till the end. I'm going to share some practical tips and strategies that you can start using today. Let's get started. Let's be real. Most of us weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouths. The truth is, financial literacy isn't something they teach you in school. Without a basic understanding of how money works, how to budget, save, invest, it's like trying to build a house without a blueprint. Think about it. How many of you actually learned about things like compound interest, investing in index funds, or managing debt in school? Probably not many. This lack of financial education can be a major roadblock to building wealth because it keeps people stuck in a cycle of bad financial decisions. The good news is, it's never too late to educate yourself about personal finance. There are tons of resources available online, from websites to YouTube channels, that offer free and accessible information. You can also check out books from the library or even take a financial literacy class. This is a big one, guys. We live in a society that constantly tells us we need more. And it's easy to get caught up in the comparison game, especially with social media constantly shoving images of other people's seemingly perfect lives in our faces. But here's the thing, trying to keep up with the Joneses is a recipe for financial disaster. Living beyond your means basically means spending more money than you earn. It's racking up credit card debt to buy things you can't afford. It's leasing a fancy car to impress your friends, even though it eats up half your paycheck. It's constantly chasing after the latest gadgets or fashion trends, only to be left with an empty wallet and a mountain of debt. Instead of trying to impress others, focus on building a solid financial foundation for yourself. Create a budget and track your expenses. Okay, let's talk about investing. Now, I know this can seem intimidating, especially if you're new to personal finance. But the truth is, investing is one of the most powerful tools you have for building wealth over time. And the longer you wait to start, the more potential growth you're missing out on. Think of it like this. When you invest your money, you're essentially putting it to work for you. Instead of sitting in a savings account earning minimal interest, your money is out there in the market, potentially growing at a much faster rate. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking they need a lot of money to start investing. But that's simply not true. With platforms like Robinhood or Acorns, you can start investing with just a few dollars. The key is to start early and invest consistently, even if it's just a small amount each month. Chapter 4. Poor money management. You know that saying, money goes where it's managed? Well, it's true. If you don't have a handle on your finances, if you're not tracking where your money is going, it's going to disappear faster than you can say overdraft fee. Poor money management can take many forms. It might be neglecting to create a budget, so you have no idea how much money you have coming in versus going out each month. Or maybe you're an impulsive spender, constantly making purchases on a whim without considering the long-term consequences. It could also look like ignoring your bank statements because you're afraid of what you might find. But here's the thing, burying your head in the sand won't make your financial problems go away. The good news is that there are simple steps you can take to get your finances in order. Start by tracking your spending for a month. Chapter 5. High debt. Debt. It's a word that sends shivers down most people's spines. High-interest debt, like credit card debt or payday loans, can be incredibly difficult to escape. It's like a financial anchor, weighing you down and preventing you from getting ahead. Think about it. Every dollar you're paying in interest is a dollar that isn't going towards your other financial goals. It's a vicious cycle. Now, not all debt is bad. A mortgage, for example, can be considered good debt because it allows you to build equity in an asset. But high-interest debt is a different story. It can quickly spiral out of control, especially if you're only making minimum payments. If you're struggling with high-interest debt, know that you're not alone. Millions of people are in the same boat. But it's important to take action sooner rather than later. Chapter 6. Lack of savings. Life is unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. A medical emergency, a job loss, a car breaking down. These unexpected events can throw a wrench in your finances, especially if you don't have an emergency fund to fall back on. An emergency fund is essentially a safety net. It's money you set aside specifically for unexpected expenses, so you don't have to go into debt when life throws you a curveball. Imagine this. Your car breaks down, and it's going to cost $2,000 to fix. Without an emergency fund, you might be forced to put that expense on a credit card, which means you'll be paying interest on top of the original cost of the repair. Having an emergency fund gives you peace of mind, knowing that you have a financial cushion to help you weather unexpected storms. Start by setting a savings goal, even if it's just a few $100s. Then, make saving a regular part of your budget. Chapter 7. Job Instability. In today's economy, job security isn't what it used to be. Gone are the days when people would stay at the same company for their entire careers. Now, it's more common for people to switch jobs every few years, or even to work multiple part-time jobs to make ends meet. While this shift in the job market has its advantages, it can also create financial instability, especially for those who are living paycheck to paycheck. If you lose your job or have your hours cut, it can be difficult to make ends meet, especially if you don't have an emergency fund to fall back on. Job instability can also make it challenging to plan for the future. So what can you do to protect yourself financially in the face of job instability? Chapter 8. No financial goals. If you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there, right? The same goes for your finances. Without clear financial goals, it's easy to wander aimlessly, making impulsive decisions and never quite making progress towards financial security. Financial goals give you something to work towards, a destination to strive for. They provide motivation and a sense of purpose when it comes to managing your money. Whether it's saving for a down payment on a house, paying off debt, or retiring early, having specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals can make a world of difference. Without financial goals, it's easy to fall into the trap of living in the moment. But here's the thing. The earlier you start working towards your financial goals, the more time you have to achieve them. We've all been there. You're scrolling through social media and you see an ad for a product that you just have, or you're walking through the mall and you're drawn in by a flashy display. Before you know it, you've pulled out your credit card and made a purchase you hadn't planned for. Impulse spending can wreak havoc on your finances. Those small, seemingly insignificant purchases can add up quickly, leaving you with a hole in your wallet and a sense of buyer's remorse. The problem is, impulse spending often stems from emotional triggers, but true happiness doesn't come from material possessions. Let's face it, personal finance can be, well, personal. It can feel intimidating to talk about money, even with close friends or family members. And for some reason, there's often a stigma associated with seeking financial advice. But here's the thing. You don't have to navigate the complex world of finance alone. A financial advisor can provide objective guidance and help you create a personalized financial plan tailored to your specific goals and circumstances. They can also help you navigate complex financial products and strategies, such as investing, retirement planning, and estate planning. Now, it's important to acknowledge that personal finance isn't always entirely within our control. There are larger economic forces at play that can impact our financial well-being, often in ways we can't predict or control. Things like recessions, inflation, and rising interest rates can all affect our ability to earn, save, and grow our money. For example, during a recession, job losses become more common, making it harder to maintain financial stability. Inflation can erode the purchasing power of our savings, making it feel like our money isn't going as far as it used to. And rising interest rates can make it more expensive to borrow money, which can impact everything from mortgage rates to credit card payments. While we can't control these larger economic forces, we can take steps to mitigate their impact on our finances. For example, during times of economic uncertainty, it's more important than ever to have an emergency fund in place. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let me know in the comments which of these reasons resonated with you the most. Remember, breaking free from financial struggle and building wealth is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn and adapt. But by understanding the common reasons why people stay poor, we can start making smarter choices today that will set us up for a more secure and prosperous future. I'm rooting for you every step of the way. See you in the next video.